Hello everyone, I am Starburst. Welcome to my channel. The topic we have prepared for you today is to take a look at the person you think about in this relationship. Are you still unsure about your current thoughts? Can your relationship continue? Like always, I have prepared 3 sets of cards for everyone today. They are in front of me from left to right. Deck number 1. Seat number 2. And our deck number 3. Alright, everyone, please relax, calm down, think about who you want to ask, then think about today's topic and choose the most appealing image from the deck we just shuffled. In the process of choosing a deck, you can write the abbreviation of the object you think in the heart below to strengthen your connection to the deck you choose and also get luck for the deck you choose. Alright, if everyone has made their choice, then we'll start with the first set of cards. First, let's take a look at the face of the first set of cards. Captain of the Inner Guard 2, Tank card, Cupbearer of the Middle Guard, CV8 of the Inner Guard, Captain Messenger of the Middle Guard, Star card, and the Upright Cup of the Holy Grail. Okay, that's our number 1 plate group. I felt that the relationship between the friends of this group of cards is like being in a different place in a different country, which also leads to the 2 people currently feeling the frequency of emotional communication is relatively low, which is a big problem for the emotional development of both parties at this stage. Although there don't seem to be major problems or disputes in the relationship between the 2 people at the moment, being in a long-distance status for a long time will change their expectations of each other. It can also affect some quality of the relationship, because even if 2 people want to continue, but you have to understand that there are many unknown things in the future. Especially under the influence of these real-world factors, the direction of the relationship between the 2 people will become more and more unknown. I believe everyone is aware of this. Since the 2 parties have been in different places, the distance between the 2 parties has actually become more and more distant, although the relationship is still maintained in a lover's relationship, but for the other party's share. While dependence is reduced, the reason for its meaning also troubles your mind. It makes you have some concerns about the other party. And worry will have a sense of distrust. We'll also want to believe the other party, but at the same time unconsciously will produce a doubt that the other party is the same. So the relationship between the 2 has entered a bottleneck period. The development is rather slow, and in the process of chatting, actually, everyone doesn't really know what to talk about anymore. Because everyone has finished talking about what they are talking about, so I don't know what to say to the other party, and I don't know what to reply. It's like a chat between 2 people. It's like completing a task.
In the end, both sides may just be awkward with you.
But they have already started to doubt the meaning of keeping this relationship. And some voices around are actually affecting you. Some of your judgments. Do you feel more lost when you appear in pairs as a human? It will also make you start to waver. So here actually, when you think of friends of this deck of cards, you should actually go to the formal both sides for a year. Solve problems, if any. Solving this problem actually requires some time, so during this period, you should also find a way to interact with the other party. Face-to-face communication and exchange to reach a consensus between the 2 parties. Then the 2 of you should try not to just stay at text chatting. You can also make more video calls to narrow the distance between each other. Don't be too restrained during this process. Because if so, it could also make the other person feel uneasy. Both sides should have some expectations. For example, both sides can plan the next meeting time, can give to Kaohsiung. Both sides bring a sense of anticipation, and some fresh topics will come up, such as where we should go and what we should do next time we meet. This will create a sense of anticipation. In fact, this is just a time filler. In terms of the feelings of both parties, if you still want to be better, what about its development? The main problem is the topic of discussion, which needs to be resolved, otherwise the relationship between the two is more difficult to pass the test of time, so I hope everyone won't run away. Face these issues as soon as possible. If you want to know more about this topic or have other questions or problems in your love life, you can have a heart-blind chat. This is the message that the first deck wants to convey. I also hope that the message just now has helped you a bit. Let's take a look at the second set of cards next. Alright, let's first take a look at the face of the second set of cards. Upright Cup Temple, Reverse Sun Terrace, Reverse Magician Terrace. Shows such a power, signifies new and old hidden body disc. Let's judge the CBR of Lieutenant Pai and the Lieutenant. Alright, that's our number 2 card seat. I'm choosing this deck of cards for my friend, but it seems like your relationship hasn't been going on for long, or you're both still in the stage of secret admiration. Now, the relationship between the two of you is somewhat stiff, and the communication is not very good. It's quite ordinary, and I believe everyone can feel that. The tolerance he has for you now, passion is gradually decreasing, and your motivation is also less and less, even in a very passive state, waiting for you to find him. It's more like the other party actually feels your feelings. This is actually one of the reasons why it's hard for you to move forward, because whether it's meeting or chatting right now, both people may start to feel a bit uncomfortable, especially when the other person doesn't know how to interact with you. It's because when you face emotions, you actually enter faster, which makes you less likely to. The balance of our interaction will lead us to a very important position in each other's hearts, and then we will start to think a lot about the future of the two. Even if you are not together at the moment, you have already started to think a lot, which makes you start to have a stronger control over the other person. No matter what actions the other person has made, you will associate with many possibilities and think about some unnecessary things, even if some things may just be what they seem to be. It's so simple and ordinary, but you might also think of a lot of possibilities. Once what the other party does is not exactly what you expected, you might express some of yours at this time, because you would feel less peaceful. So it makes you feel insecure, but similarly, it makes the other person feel the same, because you always want to keep testing the other person's. Want to use a tentative way to verify the correctness of your guess in your heart. Even if it is just a very ordinary little thing, your action reveals it. You don't believe the other party, so this is also a place where the other party is dissatisfied with you. He thinks you seem to always doubt him, you don't trust him at all, and your behavior is sometimes too. Crossing the line can make him feel that both sides have not progressed to that step yet. Why have you already started to declare your stance, or why are you already managing him? So it will make him feel very uncomfortable. At first he might be tolerant of you because he has some good feelings for you, but everyone should know that tolerance has its limits. So, over time, your interactions have gradually increased his patience. So this is also why their relationship seemed pretty good at first, and the two people could further develop. But now, it seems like the other person is reluctant to risk and betray you. That's because at first, he thought the two of them were pretty good, and then he has a good impression of you. But your actions have overstepped the boundaries of your relationship over and over again. It also reduces his affection for you and makes it awkward for him to deal with you because he doesn't know how to face you. Solving this issue together is a bit difficult at this stage because of the other party. The farmers did not say that you are determined to identify you or want to have a further development with you, and you don't want to recommend the progress of both parties. So this current situation, if everyone still hopes to be able to, if you have developed with the other party, then you should try to change your mentality and way. The first is not to be too anxious, slowly find each other's one. And also and harm, they don't doubt too much. Sometimes you should also control your emotions to maintain a certain level. Are there any other questions or further information that everyone wants to know about this topic? If you encounter other problems in your love life and want to know what to do next, then you can come and chat with Xingwang to let Xingwang give you more comprehensive and real information. I hope the previous message was of some help to you. Lastly, let's look at the deck number 3. Alright, let's first look at the cards of the 3 back rows. The hearts of the public are better than knights, symbolizing the sword stone, the 6 cups of the star card, the fool's card is better than 1, the emperor, and the upright summoner. Okay, that's our 3rd deck. I think of the friends of this deck. You two have been together for a while. Moreover, the 2 people have experienced some big risks. Actually, you feel pretty sure about him now because you think he understands your inner thoughts and has been with you for a long time, especially when you're down. He's there to encourage and support you. He will show his care for you through some of his actions. So I think this object actually has an idea. He has already identified you. I want to go through the hard times with you. Keep going. I think this idea is quite strong, but there's something you need to be careful about in your relationship. That is, the other person doesn't really like tie sentences. A target, he hopes that he can have some of his own space at times. Sometimes he might just want to zone out a bit, or have been to some of his private spaces with him. He goes with his friends to spend some of his time, so on this point, I hope you don't show your bad emotions and think from his perspective, not just for your own feel. And then your relationship, I think the other party hopes that both parties can work together. Work hard together, fight for each other's affection to make the relationship between the 2 of you better and better. So this person, I think he would cherish you quite a bit. It is really your kind of relationship, and actually he understands you quite well, even though it might be possible afterwards. From the side, he isn't as enthusiastic or proactive. The focus begins to be placed on work and making money, because he hopes to make 2 people feel. Can he settle down? But when you really need him, he will still come back to help and support you. So I think everyone can actually relax about this relationship. You can relax a bit, let things take their course, and not rush the other person, or try to control the progress of your relationship. Give the other person some trust. The trajectory of your relationship is actually pretty good. You've done it, so I think everyone doesn't have to worry too much. You can get along well with each other. I also hope everyone can adjust well. That is, gradually improve yourself and let both parties together. So it's not a common forward. So this object, his idea is unwavering. He still firmly chooses your relationship, and here also blesses the friends who choose this group. Everyone encounters other problems in their emotional life and wants to know what to do next. Then you can come and chat with Starlight. Let Starlight understand the real situation better. Give you a more comprehensive and special advice. That's all for today's topic. Hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for your support. See you in the next video. See you next time. Bye.